Have you applied your whole makeup look only to come to find out that your foundation is not skin-like, but wanted to achieve a flawless makeup look? Well, my name is LJ, and in this video, I'll be sharing with you common foundation mistakes and how to correct them. So let's get into it. A common mistake that we tend to make is pumping the foundation directly on our face. This was a mistake that I did for a long time, but I came to realize that doing that starts creating patches on my skin. This is usually something that goes unnoticed until after you finish like your whole makeup look, and then you come to realize that it does not look skin-like. Think of it like this: when you're painting a wall, you don't start by pouring the paint on the wall because it's going to create patches on the wall and it won't give you like a smooth look. But you won't realize the patches until after you're done with the painting and the paint dries out. So to avoid that, you pour the paint on a paint bucket first, and then you take the paintbrush and you dip it in the paint and start painting the wall. It's the same concept with foundation. So in order to avoid those patchiness, you want to pump the foundation at the back of your hand or something that can hold the foundation and apply it evenly on your skin. So I usually use dots or a flat brush to spread it around evenly all over my skin, and then I blend it out. This creates a flawless finish and doesn't leave any patches on my skin. But it's important to remember that beauty is subjective. Don't feel restricted on doing your makeup a certain way. You just have to do what you feel looks good on you and what you feel comfortable with. Sometimes we tend to think that when we want a full coverage makeup look, we should start with mini pumps of foundation, and when we want a natural makeup look, we should use only one pump. But no matter what coverage you're looking for, you always want to start by building up the coverage, because every foundation is different in coverage and texture. If the foundation has a thick, full coverage consistency, you want to build up the coverage depending on how well your skin is performing at that time. This also applies to lightweight foundations. Sometimes I can go in with one pump of foundation and feel like I'll need more, and other days I can apply one pump of that same foundation and then feel like, okay, I like this look, it's still giving me full coverage and I feel like it's enough. So instead of starting with many pumps of the foundation, I like starting by placing one pump all over my skin and then blend it out. And then I like to get a feel of how I like the coverage, and if I feel like I need more, I add more depending on the makeup look that I'm going for. This prevents the cakiness of the foundation and prevents unnecessary layers of makeup from being applied. Even though it's quite common to apply foundation all over our skin, it might not be the best if you're trying to avoid the creasing of makeup, because foundation tends to settle on areas of our skin that creases a lot, such as like our under eyes, our laugh lines, and even wrinkles. Since foundations are meant to just even out our skin tones, the best way to apply it is just only focus on the areas that needs to be evened out, which is usually where we have discoloration, where we have acne, and avoid the areas that tend to crease a lot to prevent the foundation from settling onto those creases. So once I blend that part out, then I use whatever is left on the applicator to place it on those areas, but I completely avoid my under eyes. This will prevent your makeup from creasing around that area. And remember, you always want to use a clean applicator, because the buildup of makeup on a sponge will make the sponge harder to use. And dirty sponges tend to harbor bacteria that can cause breakouts on your skin, which you don't want, okay? When it comes to using the right applicator, there isn't a right or wrong way to do it. However, there is a certain way that you can do it that will get you the best results. Essentially, it all comes down to the texture of the foundation you're using and the texture of your skin. The most common tools that I use to apply foundation are a beauty sponge and a rounded foundation sponge and a flat kabuki brush. So when you're using a beauty sponge, you want to make sure that it's damp. So when you're blending it, the moisture from the sponge can help with the blending out of the foundation. If you're using a powdered foundation, you want to use a rounded foundation brush and buff the foundation on your skin, kind of like in a circular motion, to get the powder to evenly distribute on your skin. If you're using a flat kabuki brush, you want to stipple the brush on your skin versus swiping it, because that will prevent the movement of the primer and the moisturizer that you've initially applied. For my dry skin girls like myself, I love using a beauty sponge 99.9% of the time, because it always works and it always gives me a flawless finish. If you're using a foundation brush, try using using a damp beauty sponge after you blend the foundation to soak up the excess from your skin and to allow your foundation to have a flawless finish. But remember, it's not only about how you apply it that gives you a skin-like finish. The most important thing is finding a foundation that matches both your skin tone and your undertone. That's why you need to check out this video right here, because it will show you how to get the perfect foundation match for your skin type in order to achieve a flawless skin-like makeup look.